Hey everyone, Chef Jason Hill here, and today I have my orange shirt on, which means I'm going to make something with orange in it. How about carrot cake? Let's get started. Okay, to get started, I'm going to use my food processor, and I'm going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, followed by 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar, and then we need 4 eggs. Now we're just going to mix this till it's nice and frothy for about 20 seconds. Frothy! We have frothiness. Now we're going to slowly drizzle in 1.5 cups of canola oil, or you could use vegetable oil. Let's turn on our mixer. Just a steady stream through the tube. We'll mix this for about another 20 seconds. Now I'm just going to transfer this to a medium-sized mixing bowl. Try and scrape out all you can with your spatula. Now we're going to stir in our 3 cups of peeled and shredded carrots. And I think I had about 6 good medium-sized carrots to get me to the 3 cups here. Stir that in. Followed by 2.5 cups of all-purpose unbleached flour. Let's incorporate this really good. Okay, now let's add our spice. And what we have here is 1¼ teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and then 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. Now we're just going to add 1¼ teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix it up. Okay, the mix is ready. If you like raisins or walnuts in your carrot cake, this would be the time to add it. And just remember, if you add, a cup of each, you'll probably have to increase your cooking time by about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm doing my cake in a 9x13 dish, and I'm going to spray the parchment paper that I laid down in here with some cooking spray. You don't have to use parchment paper, but I like to. And then we're just going to pour in our mix. Get in there. I don't have time for this. Spread it around evenly. All right, it's ready for the 350-degree preheated oven, and it's going to go on the middle rack for about 35 to 40 minutes. Oh yeah. Okay, I set my timer for 18 minutes because halfway through the cooking process, we want to rotate our pan. Oh gosh, look at that and the smell. And just turn it 180 degrees. After I remove the cake from the oven, I've let it cool for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to run my plastic spatula along the edges to break away from the pan. And then we're going to invert it onto our cooling rack so it'll continue to cool. Let's try this. Whoa. Oh, careful. We don't want any breakage. Oh, I think it's going to be all right. Remove the parchment paper. And that's going to need to cool for another 20 minutes at least before we put on our frosting. Okay, after 20 minutes, it's time to ice the cake. We're going to turn it back over, invert it back onto our cutting board. We'll just flip it. Okay, here's our cream cheese frosting. Click here for this recipe. It's really simple and super good. I'm not the best cake decorator there is, but that's okay. It's just frosting on top of a cake. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and cut it into individual little squares. Okay, after you cut your pieces, it's always fun to decorate them with like these little tubes of cake icing. You know, maybe something to identify what the cake is. So that's what I'm gonna do. You know, I took cake decorating in culinary school, so I'm pretty good at this. There. Okay, let's try it. A little corner here. It's a really, really good carrot cake recipe. Give it a try, and as always, thanks for tuning in. For more simple and delicious recipes, click on these links. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.